Joining us online. My name is Marie. This is Rike, and we are from the European Food Information Council, EUFIC. We are organizing this event, so for any questions throughout these 2 days, just come to us. Before we give the word to our first speaker, a few words about Slido.
Yes, so we have quite a few people joining us online today, and we would also like to send a very warm welcome to those people. To engage them also in our discussions, we have created a Slido, so you can also, people here in the room, you can go to slido.com and type in ProFuture EU. And there will be some ice-breaking questions, and also for the online audience, you can pose your questions through the Slido throughout the entire day. Exactly. And
we're gonna show the results a bit later, so Massimo, if you could come to the stage, please.
Yeah, I would like to introduce Massimo. He has a very special role in the project as he is the project coordinator of ProFuture. Massimo Castellari is an agricultural engineer and holds a PhD in food biotechnology. He is the director of abiotic food safety sub-program at IRTA, and as said, he is the scientific coordinator and participates also in other EU-funded projects focused on the valorization of alternative protein sources.
Thank you very much. Good morning and welcome everyone. I am the scientific coordinator of the ProFuture project. Before starting the presentation of the first session of this conference, I would like to give you a short overview about the main concepts behind the project. The next one, please. Okay. This one. Can I see the slides on the other screen? Well, anyway, the full title of the project is Microalgae Protein Ingredients for the Food and Feed of the Future. It's an innovation action granted from 2019 to 2023 in the framework of the Horizon 2020 funding program. And one of the most asked questions people made me just before starting this project is, why did you decide to focus all the project on the microalgae? So why we decided to work with microalgae? And the answer is quite easy. Microalgae are interesting organisms, perform photosynthesis, and they produce more or less the half of the oxygen we have in our atmosphere. And microalgae are also interesting as a food source since a long time. They were used by ancient civilization as Aztecs in Mexico. They cultivated spirulina, and they prepared a cake with a name I cannot say, of course. Tecuitatl. Okay. So these unicellular microorganisms are very interesting because they grow quite quickly in comparison with other terrestrial plants. Their biomass is rich in protein, unsaturated fatty acid, and other bioactive compounds. And another important point is that they capture CO2, so they can contribute to reduce the concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere. Oh. So, what is this? This is not my presentation. Okay, no, thank you. So, considering that these microalgae are interesting as a source, an alternative source of ingredients for food and feed application, why their presence in the market is still marginal, so especially in Europe. So which are the main bottlenecks that restrict the large use of and production and consumption of these ingredients in the food and the feed sector. In this case, the answer is a little bit large. There are many factors influencing this situation. Probably the most important is that the cost of the biomass is still too high, so the biomass is still too expensive, and this mainly because of the fact that the process and the technologies which are available today are not still fully optimized and developed. So there is still a low efficiency in the process. And another important issue is the characteristics of these ingredients, because the microalgae, for their properties, for their organoleptic and technological properties, can provide undesired changes in color, taste, and structure in the food matrix when incorporated in the food. Furthermore, we have also observed a certain issue with the digestibility of the ingredients, which is usually lower than other protein sources. And finally, at this moment, we don't have available protein isolate from the microalgae biomass. This is a problem because protein isolate, which are more refined, which are more easy to incorporate, could help the use of these ingredients in the food and the feed sector. Regarding the environmental aspects, there is still the need for comprehensive economic and environmental studies to optimize the sustainability, to support the optimization of the sustainability of the microalgae value chain. And from considering the problems, the critical aspects we have to incorporate to the ingredients in the food matrix, there is still the need for innovative food concepts to increase the acceptability of these microalgae ingredients in our diet. And finally, considering the regulatory framework, many microalgae species were not consumed in Europe before 1997, so they are considered as novel food and require a special authorization for the use in food as a food. And in the case of feed, the situation is similar, so there are very few species authorized for aquafeed and for livestock nutrition. So, considering all these limitations of the sector, the main objective of ProFuture has been to try to overcome these bottlenecks by boosting the innovation all along the value chain, from the production of the biomass up to the consumer research. The speaker today will give you an overview of the main results of the project, but I would like to thank all the 31 partners involved in the consortium for their activities, for their work, for their support during these 4 years. As mentioned before, this is the last year of the project, and this is all for the moment from my side. If you want more information about the project, you can enter the website of the project or the social networks. I hope the conference will be interesting and fruitful for everyone. And thank you very much for the moment. And, well, that's from my side. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Massimo. For the online audience, just to to let you know, the Q&A is now open, so you can ask any questions. Is there any question for Massimo at the moment already? Yes.
Dear Massimo, I'd like to understand which is the obstacle in order to obtain isolate proteins from microalgae from the technological point of view. Thanks.
Well, our colleague Ima later, I suppose that she will explain more details about this, but in few words, the problem is mainly the low yield of extraction of these extracts and the purity and the need to clean this extract to obtain an isolate with high content in protein. So it's actually it's a big problem from the technological point of view, and I suppose it's a good field of work for the future.